PlayStation done saved me some money. I was gonna buy High on Life and Pac-Man when they went on sale. Now I don't have to. Welcome back to the channel, PlayStation PLUS Essential February time. It's time to check out these 3 trophy guides for these 3 games coming to Essential. And we got Payday 3, interesting choice. We got 2 games that I have been meaning to play for a while. We got High on Life and Pac-Man World Re-Pac, the remake of that classic PS1 game. I hope they do Pac-Man World 2 Re-Pac. I hope they do because that was the one I'm more familiar with. That one is my jam. I love that game. But we're going to check out the trophies for these ones. I think this is a pretty good month. Although, if you don't like any of these games, I guess you could say that about any month, but I don't think it's one of those months that has something for everybody kind of thing. If you don't like multiplayer stuff like Payday, or if you're not like really into that like dark black humor aesthetic, play Pac-Man, I guess. It's got Pac-Man, like the original Pac-Man, built into this game, so I guess maybe Pac-Man World is the one for everybody. But let's get into it. Let's start with the headliner one, quote unquote. Let's start with Payday 3, and I personally don't know if I want to go in it because of how much, like, basically online is required. Like, this has an always online connection. There's going to be lots of things in here that are going to be pretty tough to do by yourself. This is definitely a platinum you have to do with other people, and you have 45 hours, 5 out of 10 difficulty, so fairly difficult to get the platinum. I don't know if they've kind of ironed out some of the problems that this game had at the very beginning. People at the very beginning of this opted to go back to Payday 2 because they weren't happy with the way this game worked. Right here, right off the bat, it says this game requires a permanent online connection to be played. Without one, you can't access any of the game's heists or levels. Every trophy tag this online required can be earned solo or with more people, while online co-op trophies require other players. Playing in a group will get the trophies easier, especially the tagged ones as co-op or solo. So I guess you can play it by yourself for the majority of it, but I don't think it is wise to do that. Especially, you don't want to play with bots. It's kind of a non-starter for a game like this. There's lots of difficulty-specific trophies here. So I assume that means you have to beat certain heists on certain difficulties. Let's pick one and check it out. Let's say like this one here, this gold trophy, Art Critic. Complete under the surface, having stolen all art from 7 exhibitions on very hard or above. So here you have a lot of trophies that are saying very hard or above. So a lot of these trophies, very hard or above. Okay, so they're not all the same. Here's one that says hard or above. Okay. Until the end on Overkill. I guess that's the hardest difficulty. Okay. So you have stuff like that where you have to beat it on certain difficulties. It doesn't look like they're all the same. There's very hard, there's hard, and Overkill. Like just looking here, a bunch of them are different. You got Traffic Control, that's Overkill. The other thing that kind of like stands out to me is this one called Smash and Grab. And it's labeled here with RNG because here it says, once you load into the heist, you should do a scouting run to find the code to the underground area. If you see that RNG is bad, it may be worth it to leave and start again. The most important thing you can get is the door to the room with the alarm switch unlocked from the start. This rarely happens, but it saves a lot of time. So just the levels layout in like a random kind of way. So if you don't have like the right setup, maybe doing this is going to be difficult. And according to this, you can get the door to the room sometimes unlocked already, so that's going to save you a ton of time, and that seems to be your opportunity to strike for this particular trophy. But you have to kind of like these games. I've played Payday 1 and it's fun. I think it's fun, especially if you have a good group going, but it's not my kind of game. I don't know if I want to get a platinum for this type of game. I'm not sure about this one, but maybe you will. Maybe you'll want to. 45 hours is not too bad. I think getting these on these difficulties is probably going to come down to having a good group, and that's going to make this platinum run a whole lot easier to do. Switching over to High on Life, it's a lot easier, even with a bunch of missable environmental trophies. That's the only thing you have to really worry about for the most part. Again, there's another thing here that says RNG. There's also grindy trophies here. But at 12 hours, I don't think it's very grindy at all. And 3 out of 10 difficulty, certainly not that difficult. And it says here, most of the trophies are story-related trophies. But there are a bunch of them, like these missable ones that you can miss. I know there is a post game for this because it says here post game, but I guess some of these trophies you can't go back and get after the fact. There's a whole bunch here, and they're all like environmental trophies. I think there's only one that a starfish is born. There's 4 parts to it, but the rest seem like you can just do them. And then you have collectibles that they put under the grindy section as well. And it seems like this is kind of just based on like doing certain tasks that you have to do. It says here, for example, discovering all areas on a planet or defeating X amount of enemies in a certain way. These are certain requirements to get some of this stuff, a la these lug locks chests, trading cards, to get these certain things. You have posts in the bounty hunter forums. Okay. And the trophy's called Mods Please Ban. Collect every trading card in the game. Playing card to get. Lugslock Genocide. Open every Lugslock chest. So it seems like to collect these, there's certain requirements to do them. And you have stuff that you get bought in the pawn shop, which you'll need as well. It doesn't seem that bad. It says here this step will take you no more than 3 to 4 hours based on the length of the game. That's why this is only 12 hours long. It doesn't seem like this is very bad. I remember reading the achievement guide because this was exclusive for a time, and it didn't seem bad at all. You can use a video guide to help you with those missable things, and it seems like this one's pretty breezy. I do want to check this out. I missed the chance to play it because the price was pretty high, and it didn't go down in sale for a very long time. I'm glad I waited. Now I get the game for the freemium. Well, however you say it, like it's not free because you pay for the service, but for the freemium price. And another game that I'm happy to get is Pac-Man Re-Pac, Pac-Man World Re-Pac, especially if they're going to release the second one one day. I'm going to have to beat this one first. And then when you see this trophy guide, there's more grinding. No missables this time, which is good. You do have some time limited stuff because there are some speedrun stuff. So that's why it's boosting up this to a 6 out of 10, but 15 hours is not bad. Let's scroll down. You have the Maze Marathon, which is the certain thing that you have to do. That's time limited stuff. So Maze Marathon mode. On Ghost Island, there will be a wooden post with a Galaxian icon in it where you can play all the stages you've completed in the story, including mazes that were not featured. This stage is where you need to complete all 6 of those mazes of the 6 main worlds by eating all the Pac dots and avoiding the ghosts. Completing all mazes in the world will reward you with a trophy. After completing all 6 worlds, you unlock Maze Marathon. To obtain the platinum, you need to complete Maze Marathon, where you play all 36 mazes in consecutive order. So this stage takes about an hour and a half to complete on its own. But fortunately, the game takes lives from your overall stockpile rather than gives you 3 chances like the story. So you can farm lives to do that. So you're going to want to farm lives before you do that Maze Marathon mode. Definitely, you don't want to run out of lives while you're playing something that takes you half an hour to complete. You don't want to get to the end or run out of lives and then, oh crap, now I died and I spent all that time for nothing. Granted, half an hour is not that bad, but that's not the hardest part of this. No, the hardest part of this is not from this game, this new creation. It's from a old creation. The part that stops people from getting this platinum is playing original Pac-Man. The 1980 original Pac-Man. You know it. Everybody knows it. It's that iconic. It's built into the game, and you have a trophy for this where you need to clear 9 rounds of original Pac-Man. If you've played original Pac-Man, you know how difficult that is. It is pretty difficult. It's not easy for everybody unless you are a veteran of the game. You are a quarter muncher from back in the day, where you put those quarters in and you were just killing it on the boards. Killing it. Otherwise, this is pretty difficult. I've never done it before myself. I doubt I've gotten past 3 or 4 stages. If I could really honestly assess all the times I've played Pac-Man before, I don't remember getting past like 3 or 4 stages. So this is where the difficulty comes from. Mainly just from this. The rest of the difficulty when it comes to collecting everything, like collecting all the collectibles and getting all the bonus stages. But Pac-Man, original 1980s Pac-Man is where this thing gets hard. So if you can beat 9 stages of that, you're gonna get a platinum for this. Otherwise, this game is 15 hours to complete, approximately. You have to get good at that old game. Get good at original Pac-Man. So that is this month. Pretty interesting once you get into it. For me, I think the one that I will eventually get the platinum for is going to be High on Life. A close second, definitely Pac-Man World Re-Pac. I'm not interested in Payday 3 personally. Maybe now that Payday 3 is available in this manner, it's more enticing for you to check out. But any and all thoughts, keep it locked to the Platinum Experience for more videos. I have something in the works that I hope you guys enjoy. I don't want to spoil it. I'll just let you stick around and find out what it is. But I hope all your trophy hunting expeditions, clearing 9 rounds of 1980s Pac-Man, the original classic, go incredibly well, and peace out.